Hey fellas, how you doing? It's August 4th. Uh, Now listen, I'm gonna tell you some stuff, and it may sound science fiction or stupid or whatever it is, but I'm going to tell you this because I may do some voluntary work for some government agencies, and I'll just leave it at that and let me show you what we're working with here. It's supposed to get to be about 104 today. It was 108 yesterday. Clear blue skies. All of the trees that have already bloomed are blooming again. I don't know if you know this, but in the military, I started out as a 11 X-ray, which means I was a infantry unassigned. And then for me, I've always been concerned about money. So whenever they had the opportunity to volunteer for airborne, which was extra money, jump pay is what they called it. And then there came this opportunity where I could volunteer for the EOD program. And no, I didn't know shit about the EOD before I did it. And you had to have 110. Jeez, oh, peace. Golly, that's hot as shit. You had to have 110 GT score on the ASVAB, and I had 111. I cannot tell you how much they tortured me during the fucking... Anyways, but I'm a pretty big guy, and I was able to... There's the pool. So, showing you the backyard. Beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's... When you get out in the sun, you feel like you got caught doing something wrong. Like you owe people money or something like that. So let me get over here. Whew. Okay. Franklin Mountains. So I get a couple of emails from some of the guys I used to know. And I don't know if you guys know what DARPA is. I don't know if you know what the company EG&G is or the company SAIC. When I was in, we spelled that backwards, which was CIA school. So anyways, Lockheed Martin, Skunk Works, the rest of the... I was in what was called... okay, much better. I'm coming inside, and I just want to tell you something. So if I disappear for a while, and it'll probably... The first contract I was offered was for 18 months. And the last contract I was offered today, which was for 36 months. There are a lot of young men out there who are what we call shooters. And I would love to tell you that I was, what do they call it? A life taker and a heartbreaker? No, I was never I was never that. I learned, I'm the guy that can come into your house, get the stuff out of your laundry room, under your sink, and make a bomb. Or defuse it. So, I'm trying not to sound excited. The only issue I have is that I'll have to give up the life that I live now. But, all right, listen. Have you ever had somebody offer you something you've always wanted, and when you were younger you could never get? But I'll be 60 this month, and I don't think I can do the physical requirements to do some of the stuff they want me to do. So, and the amount of money they're offering is, it's stupid money. And here, I just want you to, I'm going to tell you this, and I don't want you to think this is me blowing smoke up your ass or anything like that. But if they're offering stupid amounts of money for something, you're most likely going to be in a position where, anyways, you may not come back. And that's the best way I can talk about it. So, they're already, I don't know if you know, it's called being read into a program or spun up, spun up into a program. They told me it'd take them maybe 3 or 4 weeks to put me back in the security, to run up my security clearance again. And I had a pretty long security clearance. So they have all kinds of guys that can pull a trigger and kick a door in and just murder all the people that are in there. They may not have some of the people who can clear a path to the ultimate objective. So anyways, I was presented with this project, and I told them I'm going to think about it. And I'm only doing this video because I'm going to tell them no. And I don't want them to be upset. And by the time you see this, I already told them no. And I told them thank you so much. I'm very appreciative, but I don't want to do that stuff anymore. I don't. There are a lot of things that happen that you can't unsee. You can't unfeel. And I don't want to, emotionally, God damn it, I can't believe I said that shit on. I just don't want to be exposed to that stuff anymore. I've had enough of it. I would love to tell you that if you think about John Wick or Jason Bourne or any of those guys, if you take that down 50 times, that's where I'm at. And I just don't want to do it anymore. I enjoy my life. I like my little city that I have. I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not anymore. And I don't go back to the farm. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyways. And yes, I speak pretty good. I speak enough what I call Spanglish to get along where they're trying to send me. And to be honest with you, I've already respectfully declined. And as soon as you do that, they're like, fuck you, goodbye. So, anyways, but I was on the list. So, I don't have anything to say that's super intelligent or other than that, but it was shocking. It started on Thursday of last week, and as of today, I had to give them a decision. And with that, I don't know if you guys know what the legal term is. You have to give them what's called a wet signature, which means you take a pen and sign your name to something. Anyways, it is what it is. Let me be honest. I was never John Wick. I was the guy, some fucking tier 1 operator would come over and he'd go, hey, what's this? And I'd be like, oh my God, put that fucking down, no. Or I would say, all right, hey, hang on for a second. Can you walk like 300 yards out into the field and set that fucking thing down? They're like, hey, is this going to explode? And I was like, yes, it's going to fucking kill both of us. And I'd rather kill you. Anyways, I'm fucking there. I got 28 months before I can talk about some of the other things that I did outside of our country. And because I don't know if you guys know what the legal term of posse comitatus is, but I can't really talk about any of the things I did inside the United States because of posse comitatus. So I know I just seem like a pretty face. But yeah, I was actually, look, they don't just let anybody work at the White House. And I worked at the White House. Now, I was an EOD Sergeant in the United States Army, stationed at the 67th EOD at Fort McNair in Washington, D.C. And I lived at Fort Myer. My family lived at Fort Myer. and I was, what do they call it? I was detached from the Army and attached to the Technical Security Division, the TSD Division of the United States Secret Service for the President of the United States is the Commander-in-Chief, so him, anyways, doesn't fucking matter. And then I got into what's called an SIED unit, Special Improvised Explosive Devices Unit, and anyway, but I cannot tell you for about, now listen, about Thursday afternoon, you would have seen me. I was doing up downs. I was sprinting around the house. I cannot tell you. And then I had to actually come to grips with the fact that I just can't do the job anymore. And I think it will bother me more now because I'm slower. And I have to admit that. I'm not as fast as I used to be. I'm not as strong as I used to be. And it's just a younger man's game. And I told them that I was not going to be interested in it, even as a advisor. And that's the last thing they told me to, look, 9:30 on it's the 4th, right? It's the 4th? Yeah, the 4th of August. 9:30, we're going to put you in a thing, and would you, and they're telling, would you be willing to be an advisor on the ground? That's a way, look, they tried, anyway, if you don't, they might try to trick you, so anyways, I'm just not that guy anymore. I love my life, love you guys. Now, what they were going to spin my security clearance back up to was TS, SBI, CNWDI, which is Critical Nuclear Weapons Design Information, SCI, Secret Compartmentalized Information, no foreign intelligence. My security clearance is going to be like that long. And I'm thinking to myself, nah, I just don't want to do it, so... Last Thursday, I can tell you, I was like, dun 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 dun. But now after thinking about it and talking to my wife, and just talking to my wife, I didn't tell anybody. I don't tell my wife any of this shit. I have to wait. Anyways, doesn't fucking matter. Love you guys. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can, and if you can't, you can please take care of yourselves. We need you more than they need old farts like me running around. So, yeah, like a fart in a G-string from West Texas, El Paso. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.